Hey guys, of course, the first live video I've done on here, it said poor connection, so I disconnected from my internet. I wanted to come on because I just did a post, if you want to check it out, on dilution. So this came up last night when I was co-hosting a class, and we were kind of showcasing the BOGO oils from November just because we wanted to add value and show people how to use them, especially if they took advantage of the amazing deal of BOGOs. So someone had a question actually, what is diluting down? And it's such a good one, and one that I even often forget now that I've been using oils for almost 2 years, because you're just so used to the term diluting or dilution and doing it. So if you go to that Instagram post that I literally just posted like 5 minutes ago, let's just chat quickly more about dilution and why it is so awesome, on top of the reasons to do it. So with dilution, you are essentially diluting your essential oil down to create a larger surface area, and it's going to act as a barrier. And if you know essential oils, they are very volatile, which means as soon as you take the cap off, they are going to start evaporating into the air. So that's why you always want to put the cap back on right after you use your oil, just to preserve it. So when you add a drop of an essential oil to a carrier oil, you're immersing it into that carrier oil and preventing it from evaporating. So even when we take a drop of essential oil and say put it on our skin, it's already going to start evaporating. So as we're rubbing it into our skin, but the carrier oil just really helps with that. And what the nice thing about it too is that it actually helps drive it deeper into the tissue. Hey, Devin. And you're gonna just have, the benefit of oils are very potent. So if you have any sensitivities, it's gonna help reduce that. There's just so many benefits to diluting down, whether you've been using essential oils for a day or for 5 years. So it's one thing that I always recommend, again, regardless of if you're new or not, because there's so many benefits to it, and it's not taking away the effectiveness of the oils, which I think is the most beneficial part, is that you don't have to worry about adding a drop of an essential oil to a carrier oil and it not being as effective, because why would you do it then, right? So you are still getting those same benefits, just in a spread out larger area to reduce skin sensitivities. So if you notice in the post, or if you haven't checked it out yet, what I typically say is if you are dealing with little babies, so kids under 2 years old, you want to have 1 drop of essential oil, and of course I have no bottles in my hand, so 1 drop of essential oil into 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil. I should mention more about a carrier oil in a second. And then if you have kids over 2 years old, you can do one drop of essential oil into 2 teaspoons of a carrier oil. And if you're an adult like me, you can do 1 drop of essential oil into 1 teaspoon of a carrier oil. So carrier oils can be anything from a coconut oil. So if you have coconut oil in your kitchen, which I'm sure a majority of us do, you can just melt it down a bit and use that as your carrier oil. You can use an olive oil, you can use a jojoba, a sweet almond oil, whatever you have. doTERRA does make one called fractionated coconut oil, and what it is it just remove the fat solid part. So when you have coconut oil in your kitchen, it can solidify if it's colder temps. So with fractionated coconut oil, they remove the fatty part. It's more shelf stable. It doesn't have a scent. So it's nice that you can roll on your oils and get just the oil smell and not the coconut smell. Although I wouldn't mind smelling like a coconut, but just so you can kind of get a reference of what fractionated coconut oil is. What I love about diluting down too is if you are into creativity, and I love playing around with my oils. I make a lot of custom blends. This is where diluting them down is fun, because you get to dilute them down and then kind of mix them together and create some custom blends. So what I love about making custom blends is I do a lot for mood support. Female need a lot of support there, right? So for instance, I have a few here, and I just like to add however many drops and focus it for whatever it is I'm looking to experience. So this one is my Grateful blend. So it's one that I have in my office. It was my anchor blend 1 month to just really anchor me to my goals in my business. And then you can really connect with it emotionally, and it's really, really beneficial that way too. So diluting down oils for custom blends is a great way too, because again, you don't have to worry about any sensitivity, especially in a 10 milliliter bottle. If you are going to create blends for your kids, you only need a couple drops. Literally, you need maybe 2 to 5 drops. And again, you're still going to get those same benefits, but then you can apply them to your kids, to yourself, whoever can really benefit from them. So popular places to apply oils. I love doing the bottoms of the feet. If you're new to oils, this might seem so super weird to you, but you actually have the largest pores there, so it gets directly into the bloodstream and throughout the body within a matter of minutes. So it's a very popular place to apply oils, and your skin is the thickest there. So if you think about, okay, I'm new to oils, am I going to have a reaction? How is it going to integrate with my body? Try the bottoms of the feet, because you can, put some socks on after, and it's just like a less likely area to react or, any of that. I also love the wrists or the pulse points, so I do the side of the neck too. Behind the ears is a great place to apply oils topically. You have the temples, across the forehead, down the back of the neck. I even love doing across the chest, and sometimes I will do a roll on my wrist, do a roll here, and then I'll take my other wrist and do that, so it just smooths it all in. I also love down the spine, so especially with frankincense, it's a really beautiful oil to put there. So those are some great places to apply your oils topically when you are diluting them down. And just a reminder that doTERRA actually has pre-diluted lines called the Touch line, and this is just one of them called Neroli. I'll just show you an example of how I use this when I keep it in my office, and I just always will roll it on my wrist when I take note of it and I need a fresh scent on my wrist. But diluted, or the Touch line, is already perfectly diluted down for all skin sensitivities and, the elderly or children. So if you don't want to get into the territory of making your own oil blends, or you're diluting down your oils, it might still seem a little complicated, then just get the Touch line, because it takes away the guesswork. They have it in a roller bottle blend all ready for you to go, and you're good. So I hope this was helpful. I just had to come on just because the question came in last night on what is dilution, and it just felt like one that I should probably chat more about and make sure that it's a topic of conversation that people know more about. So I hope this was helpful, and message me if you have any comments or questions or want to know more. And again, refer to the post that I did, because I have a link there for more on diluting oils. So this is clearly the awesome topic for today, and hope you guys have a beautiful Friday.